Hello everyone, welcome to your practice today. Today's class for my super steady souls is a dynamic stretch because I don't know about you, but stretching for me doesn't ever really give me much progress. It doesn't really, even though it might feel kind of nice in the moment, it doesn't really serve me in any way. So what I like to do in my stretching is to bring dynamic movement into it. It really breaks down into the fascia. It strengthens and lengthens your muscles. And overall, afterwards, I feel so much more free around my joints, in my muscles. And I just feel like I also, at the same time, giving my body physically a little bit of love and attention. I also feel in my mind, it just connects me way more to my body and results in that kind of mindful element of stretching. So for today's class, we are going to be needing, so I have a glider or whatever you call this thing, but you can use a towel. So if you are on a carpet, what I used to use was a magazine. It helps, it slides with ease on a carpet. If you are on a wooden floor or a tile, you can use something like this glider, or you can use a towel, teeth cloth, blanket, whatever it is that you have available. We're gonna need 2 blocks and a strap. Unfortunately, I cannot find my strap, so I'm gonna be using one of these stretchy bands, but actually a stiff strap is better. So maybe if you have a towel or a belt from your dressing gown or robe, they can be useful as well. So we're going to come straight onto our back. So have all of your props kind of handy in the vicinity. So when you come down, just especially having your strap on hand, we're gonna roll down onto our back and we're gonna get straight into this, okay? Because I want this to be a nice quick class that you can maybe add on even to meditation to make that mindful connection to your body and your mind or your nervous system. Or you could even add it on to a shorter 30-minute class to make a full hour practice. So set up your feet. We're gonna be coming into a lift and lower bridge. So shoulders nice and snugged into your upper back. Tuck your tailbone, ground your feet about hip width distance. Toes point toward the front of your mat, creating the number 11. So outer edges of your feet are parallel. Imagine you're pulling those inner thighs around a block. You can even use a block if you want. Ground the palms of your hands. Tuck your tailbone. We're going to lift all the way up into bridge. So we're going to literally just lift and lower here. So inhale at the top. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower, inhale, lift, exhale, lower, inhale, tuck to lift, exhale to lower. 4 more times, we're gonna lift. Imagine those inner thighs wrapping around that block and lift again. Well done to lower. Last 2, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last time, imagine you're pulling those heels toward your glutes and lower. Well done. You're going to lift, hold it at the top. Again, I want that imagination of heels pulling back toward your shoulders. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7. Wrap those inner thighs around those imaginary blocks for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lowering it down. So what I want you to do is get that strap, and you're going to loop the strap around the arch of your foot and kick up through the leg. So I want, you can bend into the elbows a little bit. What you don't want is kind of the elbows all the way down here. It kind of creates a little bit of crunching through the shoulders. So I'd like your shoulders to be generally relaxed, okay? We will be using our arms or the strength in our arms. So if it's way too much, you can keep the left knee bent, or if you have the flexibility and the space and length around the hip flexor, you can lengthen that left leg. So what we're going to be simply doing here is you can hold the strap a little bit further down, and we're going to be lowering the right leg and lifting it back up. So you're going to lower it down and then lift it up, okay? For 15, 14, a little bit of kick at the top for 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. You'll all know I'm not very good at counting, especially backwards, for 7, 6, 5. Well done. Keep going for 4. Drive down through the left heel. 3, 2, and 1. Hold it at the top. You can walk your hands a little bit further up now. We're just going to take a little bend into the right knee, and we're going to kick like a little pulse. Okay, so you're going to kick into a little bit of a straighter leg for 30. I'm going to count up to 30 actually. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Soft bend in your elbows. For 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. Well done. So we're going to do that one more time. So I want you to lower and lift the leg. Again, you can hold the strap a little bit further down. We're going to lower and lift for 15, 14, 13, lower to hover, 12, 11, 10, 9. Try to really kick up to your end range. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and kick all the way to the top again. We're going to do those little pulses so you can hold the strap further or closer toward your foot. Little kick and straighten for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, halfway, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. So we're also strengthening the front of our leg here. 2 and 1. Well done. Now, I want a really deep bend, almost like a half happy baby here in the leg. So this is why this isn't going to work with my stretchy strap. So I want you to hold the strap quite close to the foot now. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull down through the strap. And then like you're trying to kick your leg straight, but pulling down is going to kind of inhibit you from doing that. So we're creating traction between the foot pushing up and the arms pulling down. So I want you to kick and pull down so that the leg cannot straighten for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. It's a lot harder than it looks. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now kick the leg straight and almost like you're pulling the leg up and over like it's trying to tap just above your head, holding it there for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to do that one more time. So again, I want you to pull down through the strap like you're coming into that half happy baby. Bend the knee quite a lot. And like you're trying your best to kick that left leg or that right leg straight, but the arms are stopping you from doing it with the strap. For 20, 19, 18, keep kicking up. So like you're trying to kick it straight. For 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew, my wrists are starting to really hurt now. We're going to kick the leg as straight as you can and almost like you're pulling it up and over your head for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, you can release the foot from the strap. If you need to give it a little bit of a wobble, a little bit of a shake, by all means, you'll feel if you put your hand on the front of your right hip flexor that there is a lot of heat there. So that's how you know you've done the work. And even if you can't see the results, your body can feel it, okay? And it will thank you for it later. So bend both knees. We're going to get that left foot and put it into the strap now. And we're going to repeat that entire sequence on the left side. I know for me, this side will always be more difficult from an old hamstring injury. And also just because we always have a stronger and more flexible side. So if you want, keep the right knee bent. If you want, you can lengthen the left or the right leg straight. So hold the strap a little bit further down. So what we're going to be doing is lowering and lifting the leg, that dynamic movement. So it's not a stiff movement. You almost want to be kind of playing with your end range and kind of bouncing into it more than stiffly moving into it. So let's lower and lift for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, keep going, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it at the top. We're going to hold the strap a little bit further, closer toward the foot, and let's do those little pulses for 1, 2, nice and quick, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you're pulsing the left leg straight for 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to repeat that sequence. Whew, my wrists are really starting to burn up. We're going to lower and lift. That's how I know I'm working. We're going to lower and lift for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Be playful with the end range. Trust your body that it'll know when to stop for 3, 2, and 1. Back to those pulses. Walk the hands up the strap. A little micro bend, and let's kick to straight for 1, 2, 3. Try to keep those hips square for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Shoulders soft. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Okay, so we're going to do that pull and push with the leg. So that kind of half happy baby shape. Holding the strap closer toward the foot, really that deep bend in the foot. And we're going to try our best to kick the left leg straight, but our arms are not going to allow it. So keep kicking into the strap for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. So it doesn't look like you're doing a lot, but I really want you to kick energetically up through that strap for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. You're pulling down for 3, 2, 1. Let's let the left leg go straight and pull it up and over for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. Pull that right femur bone up into its socket. Allow that left outer hip to pull down toward the lower edge of your mat for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to bend deeply into that half happy baby. We're going to pull down and then we're going to kick up. So try to get that push pull for 20, 19, soften the shoulders, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's straighten the leg, kick and pull over. So like the toes are trying to touch behind your head on the mat or on the floor. Hold 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Square off those hips for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. You're going to release the foot from the strap. Oh my God, what a relief. Mostly in my wrists. Oh my God, I need to strengthen them a little bit more. So Bring your knees in toward your chest. If you need to take little circles through the pelvis, you can by circling those knees in one direction and then maybe the other direction. And then we're going to simply rock forward and back until you can get enough momentum to come all the way up, cross the ankles, roll over and come into a tabletop. Just to knead out those wrists a little bit, let's draw some circles around the wrists. They did a lot of work for us there. Just in one direction and then the other direction. Well done. Okay, so when you're ready, you can tuck the toes. We'll just briefly move through our downward facing dog. If you enjoy it, you can stay and linger a little bit longer. You could even pause the video if you need. Nice place just to check in with the hamstrings, even after that first dynamic movement, noticing how much length and space you have created already. And we're just going to walk our feet all the way toward the front of our mat until the feet are at the front of our mat. So what I'd like you to do is step the left foot to the back of your mat. We're going to lower that left knee down. And this is where we're going to need, excuse me, our blocks and our glider or whatever that slippy object is that you're going to be using. So what we're going to do is double over our mat. Okay, we're going to pull it back. This can be helpful for the left knee as well, for that extra cushion. And we're going to come into that half splits with the blocks underneath the shoulders, and that right foot is going to rest on your glider or your slippy object. So I'm going to talk you through here. You can be on whatever level of the blocks you want. They want to be sturdy though, because we're going to be putting pressure down into the blocks to lift the right leg, and you don't want them to be wobbling over, okay? So whatever level of the blocks you're comfortable with, I want that length back through the tailbone and the sit bone, so they're pointing back almost like you're trying to get a cow belly or an arch in your spine. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be sliding forward. We're going to be pushing down into those hands to try and hover that right heel. We're then going to lower back down and then slide it back. And we're just going to simply repeat that. It looks easier than it is, and you're going to maybe get cramping in that right quad. Don't worry. Drink some water, take a few breaths and rejoin. What we're really trying to do here is get the strength of the quadricep. The stronger your quads are and the front of your legs are, the safer it is and the more length you're able to get in the hamstrings in the back body. Okay, so they'll feel more supported. So when you're ready, you're going to ground into your hands. And we're going to be doing this 10 times, okay? So hands under the shoulders to those blocks. We're going to inhale. Slide that glider forward, the hips come forward. Exhale, push down into your hands, straight arms. Try to hover the heel and then lower back down. Pull it back up. Or pull it all the way back. Hips stack over the left knee. So we're going to inhale, slide forward. Exhale to hover, and then drive the right heel down as you slide it back. Well done. Inhale, slide it forward. Exhale to hover, drive it all the way back as you ground the right heel. Well done. Keep going. Slide it forward, inhale. Exhale to hover, and then glide it all the way back. Inhale forward, push into the hands, hover, and then glide it all the way back. 5 more. Slide it forward, push down to hover, and then slide it back. Last 4. Hover, slide it all the way back. Inhale, come forward, hover, slide it all the way back. Last 2, we're rounding into that upper back. Well done, arms are fully straight. Last 1, bring it forward. This time you're going to try and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it all the way down. Well done, bring it back. Okay, we're going to stay on the right side, and we are going to come forward and hold to lift to hold for 5 counts, okay? So when you're ready, we're going to push down into those hands, slide it all the way forward. We're going to hold lifted for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ground the heel, slide it back. We're doing that 5 times. Slide it forward, lift, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ground, slide it back. Last 3. I know it's a lot of effort. Breathe deeply. Inhale. Exhale, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ground all the way back. Last 2. Slide forward. Lift, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ground, slide it back. Last 1. You got this. Come forward. Hold, lift 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slide it back, well done. So to come out of it, you can either step into a forward fold, or if you want, you can just step that right knee back onto the block, and then you can step the left foot forward. So we are gonna do that. Same sequence on the left side. Remember, this side might feel a little bit more difficult. So hips stay square. Remember that when you're trying to lift, that right hip is moving slightly forward, that outer left hip is hugging back, okay? So when we're ready, we're gonna start our 10 reps, just lifting and lowering the left leg. So inhale, slide it forward so that the hips are forward of the right knee. Hover just for a minute or for a second, and then pull it all the way back as you ground. Slide it forward, inhale, exhale, hover for 2. Inhale forward, exhale, hover for 3. Inhale forward, keep those hips square, exhale, hover, 4. Bring it forward, hover, 5. You're halfway, 5 more. Hover, 6, well done. Bring it forward, hover, 7. Last 3, hover. Slide it back, slide it forward, last 2. And on the last one, we're gonna lift and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower and slide it back. Okay, we're gonna do those 5 reps of those 5-second holds, okay? So when you're ready, we're gonna slide it forward, nice full deep inhale, exhale, hold and lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down, slide it back. Nice full deep inhale, slowly moving forward, push down through those hands, round and lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So it helps if you imagine that cat pose in your spine, in your upper back, sorry. You're gonna slide forward and lift, hold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slide it back, last 2 reps. Slide it forward, lift 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one, slide forward. Well done for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. You can step that left foot back. And we're going to bring those blocks out to the side. And you can feel it in those quads. So if you need a little stretch, you can always lean back. I am feeling a lot of, well, it's kind of tightness. It's the engagement more so in the quads. It's a really good feeling. Well, I like it because I'm a sadist. Okay, so what we're going to do from here is we're going to make our way into our downward facing dog. Push down into the hands, lift it all the way back up. Again, if you want to linger here, if you want to walk it out, you can. And then we're going to walk our feet, same again, all the way to the front of your mat. Take that little bend in your knees and we'll roll like a rag doll all the way up to standing. Okay, so from here, we're going to be stepping the left foot to the back of our mat. So you can come down into a runner's lunge to do this if you need. You can watch for the first round and then join in when you're ready. So we're literally just going to step back. It's kind of like a pyramid fold, okay? So that stance where your feet are in line with your hips, and it's a shorter stance than a lunge, let's say, a crescent lunge, okay? So what I want you to do is come high in the ball of the left foot. And we're going to be simply squaring off our hips here and holding, okay? So if you feel like this isn't really doing a lot, feel free to lengthen the stance. So just shimmy that back foot back and try to stack your shoulders over your hips. Now what I wanted you to do here is tuck your tailbone. So you should be feeling quite a lot in the front of that left hip flexor and thigh. Hips are square, so right hip is coming back and we're not flaring out through the ribs. So rib cage comes down and in, you lift up through the lower belly, you tuck the tailbone, and we're trying to keep both legs straight. Now the fun part, we're gonna flex that right foot. So you're gonna try to draw the right toes back toward your shin and balance here, okay? So try to find your balance. There might be a lot of wobbling. And there might be a lot of flailing with the arms. Probably better to try and find your drishti point. Hands stay either to your hips or maybe hands to prayer. And we're going to hold it here. Okay, we're going to try and hold. I'm not going to count out loud. I want you to focus, engage your left glute. Tuck your tailbone. Don't worry if there's a little bit of falling, a little bit of flailing. You can take a little micro bend in the front knee if it helps with balance. Keep the gaze fixed. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Bend into the right knee. Bring both hands down to the mat. Drop your left knee to touch the mat and shift it back into your half splits. So just holding it here. Now you can hold your half splits. If you want to play with your full splits here, by all means do. We're not here for very long. Nice full breath. Soften into your shoulders. Relax your jaw. And fold. Well done. You can point and flex the foot here if you want. Okay, we're going to do that same thing again on the right side with a longer stance, which makes it far more difficult, okay? So bend into the right knee. We're going to lift the left knee and we're going to come all the way up again. So I want you to try and get the longest stance you can get while keeping the hips square. So we're not allowing that left hip to move back and the right hip to move forward. We keep our hips like headlights toward the front of our mat. Now I'm obviously cheating with my hand to the wall here. Better to get your balance without using any support. So left heel is high, tailbone is tucked, left leg is straight. Let's see if we can pull the right toes away from the mat. Engage into the right quad. Drive down through the right heel and the left toes. Try to find your balance. Gaze is fixed, it's gonna help you. Engage the left glute, that will also give you that stability. We're not here for too much longer. Well done. I'm gonna count in my head. 3, 2, and 1. Bend the right knee, hands to the mat. And we're going to drop that left knee to the mat one last time to come into your half splits. Or if full splits is in your practice, by all means, you can slide that right foot forward and you can practice lowering into your full splits. Whatever feels right for you, don't force anything. This is a little bit of fun, this class, so we're trying to enjoy ourselves. Who knew stretching could be so much fun? Okay, so when you're ready, we're going to bend into the right knee. We're going to slowly step left foot to the front of your mat. Inhale to lengthen, hips go back, chest goes forward. Exhale to fold. Well done. Roll all the way up, rounding the back. That should feel nice. Ragdoll your way up. And we're going to do the exact same thing on the left. So this is our last bit of class, so try to give it all of your focus. We're going to step the right foot back. So again, remember, you can come into kind of that pyramid stance, and then it should be easier to square off the hips once you lift your right heel. If you're not feeling a lot, by all means, you can kind of slide that right foot back. Remember, right glute is fully on fire, active. Tailbone is tucked, lower belly lift up and in. Hands to your hips so that you can measure out. Hips are stable, hips are steady, and then lift your left toes away from the mat. We're going to find our drishti point. We're going to find our balance, and I'm going to be quiet. Relax the shoulders. Relax the jaw, the face. Engage the right glute. The last 10. Well done. Bend into the left knee, hands find the mat, drop your right knee. As soon as I say last 10, I lose my balance. It's like when you see the finishing line in sight, your body just kind of gives up. It's really annoying. So that's why I try not to count down, because it kind of is just distracting more than anything. Okay, so coming back into your half splits or your full splits, just whatever feels good here. So you can move in your full splits. You can find a deep, deep stretch. You should be starting to feel the results of your dynamic stretching already. Well done. We're going to come up and come into that longer stance for our last part of class. Okay, so come all the way up. Try to get that nice long stance. Engage your right glute. Tuck your tailbone. Soften your shoulders. And then let's see if we can flex the left toes away from the mat. And we're going to hold. A shorter hold this time, but I want it to be super challenging. Legs are fully active. Hips like headlights. Gaze is fixed. Rib cage down and in. You're almost there. and release. Well done. Last half splits or full splits of class. Whatever feels right for you. Just breathe and let it go. Maybe exhale through the mouth. Lift those sit bones. Create that slight arch or gentle arch in the back. Okay, well done. And we're going to come onto our knees. So I want you to come onto your bum. We're just going to finish in a nice wide leg forward fold. So bring those legs nice and wide. Whew, a lot of cracks around my hips. So we've done a lot of hamstring opener, quad strengthening. So there should be a little bit of ease here. If you feel like you need to elevate your hips, just bring a block or that blanket that you have underneath your hips. If there's still tension, even after you've elevated your hips, you can always bend into the knees or support the knees with blocks as well. So removing the flesh of your bum, kind of so that you can get that really that real feeling of lengthening the sit bones back as you pull your chest forward. So we're going to inhale, sit up nice and tall, root down through those heels, draw the toes, especially the outer edges of your feet back in space, so we're everting the feet, and then we're going to simply just fold forward. Now I love to use blocks here. I'm not very open in my hamstrings, so I love just to give myself that little bit of extra support. A block or two underneath the forehead can be nice. We're not rounding to try and touch our forehead to a block, okay? It's really not important. If you're at the level where your forehead easily touches a block, it can be support. But we're not bringing tension into our body to find support. That doesn't make any sense. So if you need more blocks or maybe bolsters to lie over, you can do that. We're just going to try and find that sweet spot of a little bit of effort through the legs so the heels are rooting down. But then try to soften completely in your shoulders, in your neck, in your jaw. Nice full belly breaths. Relaxing as you exhale through the mouth. Instead of trying to get lower, see if you can extend further forward. So for me, for example, instead of coming down onto a lower level of the block, I'm actually just going to slide the block further away from me so that I'm encouraged to lengthen forward rather than round down, okay? So chest forward, we're trying to get that length of the spine, and that way you'll feel it more in the backs of the legs rather than just feeling a flexion in your spine. 2 more full deep inhales, full deep exhales. Well done. And slowly you can lift up away from your block. You can bring those legs all the way in. Bring the soles of the feet together. Knees out wide. And just butterfly those knees and pulse the knees up and down. So that bend is going to be a nice release for your hamstrings. And just softening around the hips. Sitting up tall through the spine. I want you to interlock your left foot or bring it underneath your feet, and then bring your right hand to your inner right knee and just gently push that right knee away as you lean a little bit away. So it's like you're pushing your chest over to the left as you push that right knee away from you. If you want, you can lift your gaze. If you want, you can just release the head. Well, I want you to feel a little bit of a stretch in your right side body. Releasing through the neck. If you want to move the chin up and down, you can. That can be really nice. Well done. And then all the way back to center. Right hand underneath the feet. Left hand to the inner left knee or thigh. And then just pushing that thigh away as you move slightly over to the right. Again, you can lift your gaze over the left shoulder or up, or whatever feels nice here for you. Well done. And then slowly bring it back to center. One last little thing for the neck, because we do tend, when we're doing these deep stretches, especially around the hips and the hamstrings, that we tend to clench into our jaw and our neck. So I want you to interlock your fingers underneath the feet. We're just going to sit up nice and tall and bring that left ear toward your left shoulder. So I'm not mirroring you. So whatever comes first to you. Just allow the ear to drop toward the shoulder rather than pulling it down. You should feel a stretch in the opposite side of the neck. If you want to move here, again, by all means, you can drop the chin, lift the chin, you can circle the chin. Just being explorative, being curious. What happens when I do this? What happens when I do this? There's no right or wrong, just being curious. Okay, to come out, I want you to drop your chin toward your chest and just roll to the other side. Really nice. And again, you can be still here, just allowing the weight of the head to find the natural stretch through the neck. If you want to continue that kind of dynamic element of class, feel free to bring movement into the chin. Whether it's drawing a line up and down, whether it's circling. Well done. Drop the chin toward the chest, round through your back. So I want you to keep the chin, tuck the tailbone and lean back. So you should get a nice stretch through the back of the neck, between the shoulders, the upper back. And then we're going to arch. So we're going to pull the chest forward, lift the gaze, lift the chin and stretch your throat. Well done. Back to center, hands to outer knees. Pull those knees in, and we're just going to take a few rocks forward and back so you can face the front of your mat and just take a few rolls. So rolling back and rolling forward, so massaging at the back. This should feel really nice. Well done. And then we're going to make our way down onto our back, extend our legs long, coming into our final resting pose, our Shavasana. You can bring your hands to your hips or to your belly, or one hand belly, one hand heart, or if you have an alternative that suits you better, by all means, listen to your body. We're just going to find a few minutes of stillness here. There was a lot of movement, a lot of effort, and a lot of tension, but in a good way. So creating tension in the body is where challenge is finding tension so that we can later release, so that we can let go, so that we can lengthen and be free. In some ways, freedom, its opposite is tension, is that tightness, is that holding or clinging to what you want or to what you think should be. And freedom is when we let go of what we think should be and allow for what is. When we allow for what is, we make space and open up to what could be. So here, find that freedom, that sense of release that comes after the tension. I encourage you to stay for as long as you have time for, at least 5 minutes. And then you can press play again and join us to close class. When you have pressed play again and joined back in, you can roll over onto the side of our body into that fetal shape, pausing there. We're just slowly coming up, slowly waking up. Push down to come all the way up. Sit nice and tall, stack shoulders over hips. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. We'll do one more time. Inhale, fill from bottom to top. When you get to the top, I'd like you to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2. Open the mouth, let it go. Bring your hands to prayer at the heart. Bow your chin toward your chest. Honor your practice. Honor the time that you took today to dedicate to your body, to your mind. And namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you enjoyed that dynamic stretching flow. And yeah, I hope that you feel it in those legs and that you experience that freedom that comes with the time that you dedicated to yourself today. Well done. And I will see you on the mat again soon.